Second Ezra 6:27, and it reads, "For evil shall be put out, deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared." Call halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakahakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than never. The would-be judges, the 144,000, and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen nations that look like those heathen nations waiting for the gathering. All right. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm coming at you another crucial lesson in truth to the shame and embarrassment of Esau Edom, the so-called white man, completely caught in his lies. And this is the time that we're living in. I just watched a couple videos, and they're admitting to UFOs. Now they calling them something. Now they call them something non-human entities, NHIs or whatever. They just love to come up with, these acronyms, okay, to try and control the narrative. Right, so those are the chariots of salvation, the chariots of Israel, making themselves known worldwide. And the guy interviewing the scientist, the doctor, and remember the word doctor means to falsify, to lie. Talking about he has some downed ships and whatever, and they're in captivity in shifts, secret, hidden something, whatever. You just bullshit. But they're liars, man. And these people have been lying and they stay lying. So we're going to go into the meaning of a couple words. This word brunette, and then legalese. All right, I got a message from the beloved elder apostle of Ramlab. He sent me some info, and I have to, expound on it and go into this. And also the beloved brother ICR out of the Charlotte camp sent me something about legalese, and just going to show and prove and shame Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and expose his fraud and his lies. So the word brunette here, when you add the double T and the E, it's referring to feminine. All right, and they write the language very legalese, like obscure. All right, so if you're reading it, it'll go right past you. But brunette is referring to brown skin, and I'm going to use multiple sources to prove that. All right, two of those sources being the Winston Simplified Dictionaries, both the 1925 and the 1931, which I'm right here in my possession in my hand. And then I also have two world dictionaries from 1978. And I'm going to put them on the screen so you can see the sources. All right. And the doctors, the PhDs that put it together so that their tongue fall upon their own selves. But as you can see on the screen, brunette, a dark complexioned person, generally male, 1890, from the adjective from French brunette, brown, all right, which is Germanic sources, prototype Germanic, brown, all right. So, even down here, a large carnivorous omnivorous mammal, Bernard bear, all right, a beaver. But then it talks about color, brune, bruin, brunette, burnish, all right. And the name Burnett even comes from brunette. Right? The Irish name, just so you know, the name Burnett is literally talking about someone who's dark brown, someone who's brown in complexion. I don't think that was on the screen. I was looking lower. Let me pull it up. That's what I was reading, Salakia. All right. That's where the name Burnett is brought out of the word brunette. So when you heard the liar, Dr. Brown, said his name had nothing to do with color, that's a lie. All right. when someone name was black, it was literally a description of their skin. Brown, it was talking about someone that was dark, because physically no one's actually black. You're either dark brown, which will fall into, or brown, which is dusky. I mean, you would hear the nigger woman talking about the dusties. That's really coming from the word dusky, meaning someone who's brown in complexion. And or someone who, in swarthy and they replaced the word black, swarthy, with black. All right, and all these other words. They could have used brunette, brunette, maroon, all those different colors. All right, the words, but they had to take away from complexion, because remember, the word black is a very negative word. Death, stupid, ugly, all these other things that go. So when they call you black people, they're calling you untrustworthy people. They're calling you dirty people. They're calling you evil people. They're calling you unclean people. They're calling you people without knowledge. You're void of light. So, and then it's crazy how we've explained this a million times, and yet people still cleave to the falsehood, to the embarrassing, to the shameful name that they put upon you. Many of just one of many, and that's the one, like one of the latest ones. Okay, so I'm going to play this information that the apostle sent. All right, and then I'll play the information that the brother ICR sent. So here we go. Let me bring it on the screen. It says the word brunette. Okay. Changed in dictionaries from complexion to hair during the 1900s. The word brunette primarily referred to skin, complexion, rather than hair color in the past, but its usage shifted to denote hair color sometime during the 18th century, as it was adopted by English, French. Brunette, remember the name Burnett, is a feminine form of brunette, which means dark skin. All right. Uriah Ben Yehuda Facebook. That's where it's coming from. So, we'll go ahead and play The History is a Lie. Come on, man.
As a parting token of her faith. Of a rich chestnut brown, almost black. Her complexion is that of a delicate brunette, clear and brilliant. Certainly everyone knows what complexion means. Let's quickly see what brunette meant. From the American Dictionary of the English Language by Noah Webster. Brunette. From brune. Brown. Brunette. A woman with a brown or dark complexion. She's described as being of a delicate brunette.
Now let's pause that. That's showing you from pale to fair, sandy. All right, then it got the swarthy complexions. Light brown to dark brown. All right, and you see how dark the woman on the end is, all the way to someone who's light brown, who's tawny like myself.
This means she was on the lighter end of the melanated spectrum. Towards the end of the video, we will show an original engraving of King James and his wife Anne of Denmark. For now, bear with us as we show these Wikipedia images. This is supposed to be a contemporary portrait of Mary Stuart. Does this woman have a brown complexion with rich chestnut brown,
Not
almost
at all.
black hair? Even a 5-year-old can tell this alleged portrait doesn't match the description. Now let's read how her son, King James, was described. From King James VI and First by David Harris Wilson, page 168, quote, "His stature was of a middle size," wrote Arthur Wilson, an historian of the reign. "Rather tall than low, well set and somewhat plump, of a ruddy complexion.
Ruddy,
his hair
brownish
of a light
red.
brown in his full perfection, had at last a tincture of white." Arthur describes King James' complexion as ruddy. When searching the word ruddy on the internet, we are shown animals with a reddish-brown fur, like this lovely pup, or this duck. Will the dictionary agree with this definition? Ruddy, of a red color, of a lively flesh color, or the color of the human skin in high health. The word ruddy in literature is not to be confused with pale-skinned people with rosacea issues.
Exactly.
Because that is not the complexion or natural constitution of the skin. This is an original engraving of King James and his wife Anne of Denmark. This engraving was brought to light by Dr. David Murphy.
Proving the letter that Ben Franklin wrote, talking about the people of Europe being swarthy, being dark complected and swarthy and tawny. That was a letter in 1751 that Ben Franklin wrote, complaining about, you know, how he didn't want these same people to come over to the Americas.
And this is the copy of the engraving. I must say,
exactly,
they did a very good job. The two are almost identical. Are you starting to understand what has happened due to white supremacism?
So we'll leave it right there, and we'll just continue with that. Was enough. That was enough. And then they play with words, all right? Like the word legalese, all right? And I'm still going to go into those definitions just to add insult and show the sources where they come from. We're just going to read them anyway. All right, but let's go into this word legalese now. Okay, so let's put that up. Yeah, there you are. All right. And it gives a very simple definition, but not really. It says chiefly British spelling of legalese for suffix. Come on now, where did it all go to? It said to legalize, to become legal. All right, so it doesn't want to show related entries more. Okay, that's okay. They don't want to play. They don't want to really show it. Oh, there it is. See, I didn't even want to pop up. What the hell? Okay. It's funny. I'm reading the definition and that's not the one, but that's okay. I have others. It's like, you know, what is AI jumping in, trying to halt, trying to stop some stuff. Okay. So, you know, we'll come back to that. We'll just stay on Brunette for now. And we're going to go to the sources. You see how they lied about King James. That's okay. We got to, I guess we will start with legalese, because let's go to the World Book. Let's pull up the source. All right. The World Book Dictionary by Clarence L. Barnhart, Robert K. Barnhart, prepared in cooperation with Field Enterprise Education. And I have both volumes of that very book right here in my hand. Okay. That's what I'm holding. It was too big to turn sideways in between the screen, but that's what I'm holding in my hand. So, and I will try to put it on the screen so you can read it for yourself and screenshot it. But let's go to legally. I'll read it and then I'll put it on the screen. It says informal legal jargon. Remember that word jargon. Legal fiction. Legal fiction equals fiction. Definition 5. All right. Then you jump down to legalese, especially British legalized. So basically, they just created a jargon, a language that they speak in the courtrooms so that you don't know what the hell they're talking about. It was done purposely, and I'm gonna play some or show you a receipt even outside of this. All right, legalism, strict adherence to law or precipitation, especially to the letter of the law rather than the spirit. So not the spirit of what's true and what's right, but to the letters that they write. And so let's put this on the screen, man. All right, you start right there. See, you need to screenshot all that. All right. From legalese to legalism. Theology, the doctrine of salvation by good works, adherence to the Mosaic law rather than the gospel. You hear, oh boy. All right. Heavily occupied with civil rights, legalism. Man, these people, okay? So now that we've shown that, I'm gonna leave this there, this book page marked, because that will definitely come up again. And I've been sitting on these two books for years, and never knowing that, and you know, knowing that eventually I would get to use them, and not knowing that. And the more I'm going into them, the more devastating information I'm finding in them. All right, so Thawadi Yahweh for putting the spirit on me to even gather those up. There was someone throwing out a whole series of encyclopedias, and those two books were among them. And out of all the books, these were the two that I grabbed. All right, so Thawadi Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, he put the spirit on me to grab those two books. It's like he just guided me straight to those two. All those books, and these were the two that I kept. All right. Now that we're here, let's get into. I got the other one. That was the first edition. This is the first book of the two. Here's the second one, though. The first one. That was the second one actually, and we're gonna look up brunette. I guess I didn't mark it. Let me find it and mark it. There it is. I did mark it. Because it gave you brune and brunette. There it is. I did mark it. And it gave you brunette, the male and the female. Dark colored brunette hair, having dark brown or black hair, brown or black eyes. And no one has black eyes. Your eyes are all, there's no one with black eyes. Your eyes are brown. All right. A man with this complexion is brunette. A woman is brunette. So basically, they're telling you, without telling you, that brunettes, it means brown in complexion. All right, I'll read it again. Dark colored brunette hair, having dark brown or black hair, brown or black eyes. Well, we know that your hair is either is really no. So everyone has a brown hair or lighter. The darkest hair is still brown, even if it looks black, just so you know. Scientifically, you can look that up. I used to work in that industry. I knew about colors and stuff, so I worked with colors, so I know. Well, it says, in dark skin, all right? A person having dark skin, brown or black hair. Once again, even the darkest hair is still dark brown. Brown or black eyes. Well, we've explained that. A man with brunette. Many Spanish women are brunettes. All right, many sweet. So they're trying to make it. They tried to change it to hair, but they already told you it matched skin too. So they cut themselves. So let's put that one on the screen. Let me move this. Let's put that one on the screen so you can screenshot it, and and then you have the source where it's coming from. See? All right, screenshot it. Okay. Now, we're going to go to the word complexion, which, 1925, Winston Simplified Dictionary, all right, with biblical references. Actually, we're starting at 1930. It was this one. See, Biblio. It has biblical. So this is the 1931. And what two words did I mark in here? Oh, brunette. Oh, complexion. So, oh, well, here, brunette. I'll still get complexion. Because you got the word bronze, you got the word brown, and brunette all in close proximity. And we're going to show you how they connect. All right, so the word brunette okay, dim, brown, brunette, with dark skin, dark hair and eyes. So you can't be pale fleshed, a white, so-called white woman or white man, and have dark skin. All right? You see? Now, just right across from it, it's brown, Brownian. All right? When you go back to that color chart of Swarthy, see dusky in color, the duskies, you know, the dusties. When so-called black women try to insult you with dusties, they're really saying dusky. All right, that's where it comes from. Brown coal, and it's the color between black and orange. All right, right next door is bronze, yellowish or reddish brown. See, that's swarthy, from a light brown to a dark chocolate. All right, the makeup color of bronze, brown, tan. See, that's where you get your swarthy complexions. Okay, hope you screenshotted all that. Giving you the goods right here. Okay. Now we're in the 1925. Okay. And I've got brunette complexion. What else do I have marked here? Oh, jargon. Going back to that legalese thing. All right, let's do that first, since we already spoke about it. Okay. So jargon is what? Legal talk. But check it, and it gave you the definition of jargon. Let's look up that word jargon. See? Confused talk, not to be understood, a mixture of two or more languages, peculiar expressions of a particular sex. So they purposely use jargon, legalese, in the courtrooms and in documents. All right, so that you're lost when you're reading it. They don't speak plainly and make you believe that you need a lawyer because they can speak, you know, plain language, but they don't. It's all for deceit. Okay. So when they talk about the appearance of a person, it's talking about their complexion. So when you're brunette, is also talking about your complexion. All right. This is all from the 1925 Winston Simplified Dictionary with biblical references, okay? The color of the skin, especially of the face, all right? General appearance, the aspect of a general appearance, okay? Now for brunette. Once again, brunette and brown on the same page, just like in the 1931. We're in the 1925 right now. Okay? And I'm going to try to get through this so I can bring out some more scriptures and close this out. But brunette, with a brown, or it says a girl or woman with a brown or dark complexion. See? So how are you going to have a dark, we just read the word complexion. Okay? And how they try to change it to hair, leaving out the skin. Usually dark hair and eyes having such coloring. That makes you brown. All right. All right. A dark color between black, red, and yellow. Thus, that back to that word swarthy. All right. From a light skin with the red. So when they say King David was ruddy. All right. And I've often said, and this isn't gospel, you know, it's just something that I believe. I often believe that, I've often said, I believe that King James was King David all over again, right? Because according to the scriptures, you come back over and over. And I say that because of the role that he played, what he did when he was in the flesh, when James was here in the flesh, trying to rule and bring all the tribes back together. That's why he took the Bible from the Latin to get away from lies like we're exposing now. All right, so, and to bring it, you know, into English, because that was the common language that all the tribes were speaking at the time, and then had it translated from the Latin, because Latin is the language of Satan. All right, if you notice, the Catholic Church, the Bible's in, and all demonic and witchcraft spells are spoken in Latin. Okay, So the language of heaven is Hebrew, not Latin. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so let me play this last video that I got from the beloved ICR. Here we go. ICR sent this one. And check this out. That is not what I pushed. Why is that popping up? TikTok, Instagram be tripping like that sometimes. Here we go.
Dark sentences. Undoing God's Law. This is from 1893, Dictionary of Arts and Sciences, Encyclopedia Britannica. So legal, translated, literally means undoing God's law.
Wow.
So are these people anti-God and
yes.
anti-Christ? The answer is yes. Legalese. The legal words, language, terms, and meanings, either written or spoken, and combinations of them that deem something as illegal, meaning undoing God's law.
Yep.
A style of writing or speaking heavily emphasizing the abstruse technical vocabulary of the law.
Ooh.
To the point where a speech or document may be incomprehensible to non-specialists. You see, they're doing this on purpose. Oh, and that was from Wordnik, okay? They're doing this on purpose so that we're confused. Let's read this again. A style of writing or speaking heavily emphasizing the abstruse technical vocabulary of the law.
Abstruse.
To the point where a speech or document may be incomprehensible to non-specialists. This is why we think that we need to hire an attorney. Because they're going to speak the foreign language called legal words.
They're going to speak the legalese, so that's another word to go into, abstruse. All right? So, let's get a couple scriptures and close this out. I've been waiting to do this. This is, and I hope you brothers and sisters out there found this informative, because, like I've been telling you that for many years now that Title 4D child support is illegal, along with the whole other things that they're doing to American citizens, which violate the law of the land, which was the Constitution. All right. And they've done a lot of things that have the appearance of law that isn't, and that being one of them. All right. But that's a big money maker for them, which is why they protect it and push that fraud. So, as a matter of fact, it's probably one of the biggest money makers for them. Okay. And it gives women a power that that's completely out of balance. And then they even tell you in their own bylaws that it was never meant for the non-custodial. It was never meant for the custodial parent nor the child. It was meant for the state. What you call it? The state's treasury. It was, and so what they do is they collect all. They get monies for that, and that money they put in an offshore account in Amsterdam, and everybody involved in it is getting paid from it. So that's why they push this fraud. It's not like they care about, if they cared about children, they wouldn't give them all them band-aids to have them, full of, full of all these side effects, autism and all this other shit that comes from these irreversible diseases that all these children have from all those damn band-aids, and trafficking children and all the other shit they do. They don't give a fuck about children. They just care about getting wealthy and trying to set up a nest egg for themselves when they retire. That's what it's all about. And then they get the benefit of destroying men, especially so-called black men. But now it's doing the same thing to so-called white people, which is white men, which is probably why they're fighting so hard now to try to reverse it and change it now, or bring to light the fraud that's behind Title 4D child support, because it's destroying. And now they're caught up in their own devices now. Okay, but this is one of my favorite scriptures. Which is Genesis 33 and 29. Or 29 and 33, Salaki, I said it backwards. Hold on. Deuteronomy, not Genesis. So Deuteronomy 33 and 29. Happy art thou, Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. Thy enemy shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. And when by speaking the truth, we're treading upon their high places. This is truly shameful spewing upon their glory, because they're being pointed out to where they're purposely committing fraud against the people of America, and keeping them broken, making money off of them, receiving payments. All right, Job 13 and 4. But yeah, forgers of lies, you are all physicians of no value. All right, these people lie. All right, and they lie, and they get money, ill-gotten gain as a result of it. All right, I can't think of what that scripture is right now, but yeah, they get, someone could put that on the comment board. But they get ill-gotten wealth, ill-gotten gain. All right, which brings to mind Sirach 10 and 8. All right, they do these unrighteous decrees. That's another scripture. And they make themselves wealthy at the expense of other people suffering. This is Sirach 10 and 8. And it reads, because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So they translate your wealth, your posterity, to themselves through fraud, through legalese, through jargon. All right, that's what they do boldly. And you saw how I keep saying that the majority of the information that we use to shame and expose Esau comes from his women. All right, because the curses are now falling upon him. All right, the curses are now falling upon Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He's being visited, by the chariots. It's just about over for them. All right. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash, Kwam Yasharala, Abad Babal.